For a lot of people, the dating world is a place where they hope to find their eventual life partner. Sure, some people are only in it for a quick fling, but some of us really do want to find our Prince Charming. Even once you've started dating someone who you really get along with, there's often a voice in the back of your head that wonders where this is going to go. Do they really see you as a long-term partner? Are they actually just in it for a bit of short-term fun? Will you end up left out in the cold and back to square one? Luckily, very few people are able to totally hide their intentions when it comes to love. Guys can put out a whole host of signs that suggest they see you as long-term relationship material rather than a stopgap before they find something better. Likewise, there are other pretty clear indicators that this is an unhealthy relationship that you're probably better off without. They're not infallible signs. Of course, human motivations can be pretty complex. However, they can at least give you some idea of whether you've found your happily ever after or not. Here are just some of the things your partner might do if he's the one and is definitely falling in love with you, and others that show you he's using you and doesn't want to stick around. Never make a single mistake. None of us have quite managed it yet. However, our fallibility shouldn't mean that our partners should love us any less. Sure, they might get a bit annoyed by our quirks from time to time, but they put up with them. Maybe they think your flaws make you even more adorable. If your partner loves you for exactly who you are and doesn't try to constantly change your little harmless faults, then it's likely you guys are in for the long run. This goes both ways. Mind you can't expect him to accept your flaws, but constantly nag him about his. Mutual acceptance and respect is a core building block in any successful long-term relationship. While you might get irritated by him always leaving the toilet seat up, it shouldn't impact your love for him. They say that three's a crowd, and it's definitely true in relationships, unless that's something you've agreed, of course. If you are not in an open or polyamorous relationship, however, your partner becoming interested or even obsessed with someone else is more than just a red flag, it's a whole string of them. Maybe they're making their interest clear in a twisted attempt to make you jealous. Maybe they want to actively hurt you. Or, worst of all, maybe they have genuinely fallen for someone else and are in the process of leaving you. None of these possibilities are particularly great, are they? If your partner is getting uncomfortably close to someone outside of your relationship, a quick and frank discussion is needed. If they fail to see that their behavior is a problem, it's time to end things. You deserve someone whose eyes aren't going to wander when things get tough or at all. A true life partner is someone who sticks with you thick and thin. Even if the bad parts are just you having an awful day at work, or getting super annoyed at a girlfriend, your partner's job is to comfort and reassure you when it's needed. If your boyfriend makes a conscious effort to cheer you up when you're low, he's probably a keeper. Likewise, if you are willing to do the same for him, it just proves that you have a strong and mutually supportive relationship. While each half of a couple may not always be able to solve the other's problems, they should at least be there to put a smile on the other's face when the bad times roll around. The love of your life will know you well enough to realize exactly what to do or say to cheer you up. When you are in a genuinely committed and happy relationship with someone, they should never spring massive life changes on you without consulting you first. If this is something your partner has done, it suggests that he only sees you as a temporary fling in the grand scheme of his life. He could be preparing to quite literally leave you behind by moving to a new city. He could have decided that his priorities are changing and that you are no longer one of them. Whatever the specific situation, someone who truly wants you in their life long term will keep you in the loop. To not do so is basically leading you on until they decide to either commit or toss you aside. Honesty is a key component of any relationship, including transparency about where you want things between you to go. It's unrealistic to expect even the happiest of couples to agree on absolutely everything. While you should probably have similar opinions on the big issues in your relationship such as marriage, kids, finances, and other life-changing choices, you're never going to be on the same page 100% of the time. Still, if your partner is willing to listen when you are putting forward a point of view that he doesn't agree with, it shows that he truly loves and respects you. He cares about your feelings too much to dismiss you outright. He wants to consider your perspective, even if he's not convinced by it. While the stubborn people out there might find this idea especially difficult to deal with, it's a crucial aspect of any healthy relationship. While you may make a great team, you are still individuals who are entitled to express your differing opinions. There's nothing worse than someone who constantly calls you out for every little thing you do. Of course, if you've genuinely done something terrible, they're well within their rights to take you aside to discuss it. However, if they're using criticisms simply to hurt you, that's a massive red flag. Someone who loves you would never set out to cause you emotional pain or make you feel awful about yourself. If your partner is sending more negativity than positivity your way, that's a sign that they might not be as caring as you once thought. Everyone deserves a partner who builds them up and raises their confidence. If all they do is wear down on your self-esteem, they probably don't have your best interests at heart. It's a sad truth, but many people simply use criticism of others to feel better about themselves. This is even the case in romantic relationships. Even the happiest of relationships face bumps in the road from time to time. While a lucky few might avoid fights for their entire lives together, they're the exception rather than the rule. Disagreements can often be a good thing. They let you air your grievances and can make you realize how much you want to save their relationship. However, if you've got any hope of making things work long-term, your partner has to be willing to discuss any problems that crop up. If you skirt around them, tension will only build over time. If your boyfriend is willing to talk when things go wrong, it shows that he cares about you enough to want to fix whatever's wrong. Despite what some people think, arguments can actually make relationships stronger if both parties know how to deal with them healthily.